I went to bed at like midnight, but my
hello everybody. That's right. Brian's telling us his bedtime story. I'm at Parcaut with Brian Galke, and we are ACES53. Basically, we help you become the authority in your industry with what we talk about. I guess that's the easiest way to put it. Oh, we're having trouble streaming to Instagram.
Are you? Mine's up.
Oh, well, maybe I messed up. You never know. Could be.
Yeah.
Shit happens. I could have put the wrong code in there because I was on so many things today. I'm so important.
So much going on.
Actually, I finally sat down yesterday because I'm so far behind. I know you always give me shit, and I told her yesterday that you stop talking about your pod. No, I'm so far behind with what I needed to do that they're like, okay, all my projects are on hold because I haven't got back to them with what I need done because all this other stuff that I'm doing. And what I mean by is my normal podcasting stuff is I need to really, I'm like, okay, I know what I did to get those tasks off from the beginning. I don't know if I should have said hello and more than this, but anyway.
No, you're good.
So all the tasks that I did hand off, what I should have done is hand off the stuff that takes up all my time. Right, which is the editing and the stuff of the podcast and cutting up the videos, cutting up all the stuff. Even though you and I like doing the Opus clips and everything else because it's so easy, that's what I have to hand off. And last night I created a whole SOP to hand that off to them, tell them what I need so that I can do that for the future. And then once I can get that done, that's off my plate, and then I have all the time to finish the other stuff.
I had a guy reach out to me on LinkedIn. He actually sent me a bunch of videos first. He's like, check this out. So we're going to hop on and say, all right, how much to have them do it? But if it's more expensive than the pod, then I'll just go with the pod, because then I can get more things done versus this one guy. So we'll see what happens.
And again, what we're talking about is there's companies that you can get virtual assistants and one person, or custom companies, executive assistant. That's one person who's like, expensive and they do a lot for you. So if you get a VA, they do a few things. They don't do everything because they don't know everything. So if you need someone to do a website, or if you're somebody to do a lead magnet, or somebody to do a funnel, or a bunch of other stuff that you're doing, you then have to hire out for another person. What a pod does is they have 20 hours of work or 40 hours of work, and they just find whatever you need for that. And so it's a great way to do it for most of us who are doing a bunch of things.
It's hiring a team versus an individual. I was just on a webinar that they were talking about how do you hire and qualify somebody, and they were talking about hiring an individual person. And what comes along with that is if that person leaves, and they were talking about in the Philippines, they have a lot of internet issues. And so they said, well, that person they may lose internet for the day, and they'll have to let they'll call over phone and say, hey, like, I'm down for the day. And that's one of the challenges is when you go outside the US and you start going third party for anything, it's like anything else. Do you hire a person or a team? What works better?
Well, and I have went through my pod, and the people I like, I'm like, use this person. They have it down. They know what they're doing. They sent me somebody else before. I'm like, they just don't understand what I'm trying to explain here. They did this one project, and then I said, but I like what this lady or whoever it was did this project. I want them to handle it from now on. And so that's what they did. And actually, I had two separate things done for the firewalk by two separate people. The first guy was all right, but the lady was just amazing. And I'm like, have her take it over and finish the second one for me because I want them to look the same type of look. And so it's just a way to, get other stuff done and not have to hire a full team in your company at where you are. They're all over. But back to your internet issues. And that's one of the things I was thinking about, because uploading.
Yep.
If they have to upload a video, do I get dinged for 3 hours? Because it takes 3 hours to upload in their.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
And that's something to think about, because for me, I upload a huge video, it takes minutes. Yeah. And that's just because I have the high speed internet.
I do not. That's my challenge is out here, it's Comcast for the townhomes I'm in, and it's 30 meg up, and that's it. Or 30 gig, whatever. 30 meg would be AOL speeds. But yeah, that's one of the challenges is I had to put something on Dropbox the other day, and it's like, I might as well just leave my computer and come back tomorrow. Downloading's fine. Yeah. Well, we had a recent talk videoed, and the videographer did great. Sent us tons of, he sent me 200 gig worth of film I'm just like, I had to go buy an external hard drive to hold it all. So he did good, but now I got to upload that to YouTube for clips I want people to cut up. I'm just like, that's going to be a bit.
Yeah, well, I was just trying to find out how long it really took, just so I can understand,
Yeah.
I mean, most of the stuff we deal with is on, it's just too bad you can't have it on the cloud. And then when they do it, then it moves to the next one, and it doesn't matter whose internet it uses, that internet.
Right.
Not your that would be great. I mean, because once you upload it to Opus, it's using their information, not yours. But to get it there, you still have to get it. But the question is, if they search YouTube, are they using your your speed, or are they using the speed
theirs? Yeah, it's a good question.
Those are all these questions that we have and no answers.
Yeah, well, it's just all the challenges, right? That's the whole thing of remote work, period. Now, as you're dealing with different things, it's kind of like when I first moved in here, AT&T was in here, was the oldest outdated version of AT&T that you could get. And all the Zooms I was on, super grainy when people would go publish them. So when I was on people's podcasts, like the GPG, Greater Property Group podcast, I'm a blur the entire time. And that's because the upload speed was so bad. And, they finally got now in this area where AT&T can do it, but the townhome HOA wouldn't have AT&T come in. So just pain in the butt.
Well, they signed a contract. That's why.
Yeah.
That's
ridiculous contract.
And they probably got some kickback.
They paid they paid Comcast $5,000 to come in here and signed a 5-year contract with them. Just lunacy. I'm like, you're locking in 18 units for 5 years. They should be paying their own cost to get you locked in for 5 years. And the HOA is like, no, that's not the way it works. I'm like, I was in that world. That's how it works. But anywho, enough bitching about that.
That's right.
Until I haven't had enough caffeine today.
Yeah, why are you so upset? What happened?
I'm an angry soul. No, actually, it's a good day. Last night I stayed in. I normally stay in, but I got caught up on a lot of stuff I've just been procrastinating on. Booking flights for gigs from now through October, answering emails. Last week, it was just seemed like everything was rough to get done. So I just sat down last night, and I still got some other things I got to do today, but knocking out stuff off my list, which feels good when you're doing that. But man, I went to bed last night, and this is what I was saying when we first came on. I just got the Whoop, because Henry and several other people like, you gotta get the Whoop, tracking your sleep and everything else. But it's weird because it says I didn't go.
The ring.
You got the ring. I can't wear rings like when I work out and stuff. So
that's why you don't want people to know that you're not married or you're not married. That's what it is. Yeah.
It's exactly what it is. No, I've never worn a ring when I work out. Even when I was married, I took it off when I did it. But for some reason, it's only capturing sleep. It says I slept from 3 to 7 last night. Now I went to bed at midnight. I did wake up at one point. I'm like, crap, I forgot to take the magnesium and whatever at night. This is how you're getting old. And so I came back down and got it, but I went back up and went to bed. But it only tracked me from going to sleep from 3 to 7. So it says I slept like crap. So it's throwing off all my metrics. But I'm only on week 1 of my Whoop, so I'll report back later.
All right. Well, whatever works for you. Hey, I sent you a link to. So the stuff that you sent me the other day for LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Right. You're talking about posts get shown, your 10% of audience, posts with links are suppressed 50. You said 50 hashtag. I don't know what 50 times. Is that what that meant?
No, 50%. If you put in some type of external link
there, you did the number sign.
Oh, there you go.
LinkedIn only pushes 1 post per day, so don't do more.
Right.
Comments on other posts are shown all of your audience third-party posting data. Well, I deep researched it and I sent it to you.
All right, I'll have to check it out.
Well, we can talk about it because everybody's looking at posting on there. I was like, I wonder if this is true. What happened was I do a lot of lives, as you know, and one of the on my real estate stuff, there's a older mortgage guy, and he always reads my stuff and then listens to us and then always has to comment if he thinks differently than that or whatever.
Sure.
Which is fine because we don't agree on a lot of stuff. That's fine. And so I used a couple of things he said and I started using the deep research through ChatGPT, and it was really good for what I did. And so I used it to do this to see if it's true. And it went through all that and it grabbed the information and tells you everything. Posts published via third-party scheduling tools are suppressed in reach. Unproven.
See, but that's what's weird.
There is no strong evidence that using third-party schedulers Hootsuite buffer inherently causes big drop in reach. LinkedIn representatives have not announced any algorithm penalty for scheduling posts. An expert analyst from 2024 to 2025 found no significant difference in engagement between manual post content versus posts scheduled through approved partners.
And I saw that, but I swear everyone we've ever had on that we've talked about anything on any platform, they say native is always better.
All right, here's the thing. There is Richard van der Bloom.
Mm-hmm.
He is a researcher, some LinkedIn researcher, that's a researcher, observed a slight decrease in initial impressions when using scheduling tools, but the effect is minor. The platform prioritizes is that you're present to engage when your post goes live. Use the official scheduling API doesn't automatically tank your reach. So,
what they all seem to say in common is they have different phrases for it, but is don't post and ghost. And I can't remember who else was on that we talked about that. And you said you don't do that. What's that? Jimmy. Yeah, that's right.
No, the red hat guy. Who was he?
Oh, Larry.
Larry, that's right.
Yeah,
Larry.
that's right. Larry was on and talked about it. He's actually out at NSA this week. He for National Speaker Association. They have their big conference in Scottsdale, which
I thought you were the National Association, NSA,
Yes, he's out there. I shouldn't have said anything. Damn it, I'm gonna get shut down. No, the National Speaking Association. I realized as soon as I said it. But it's out in Scottsdale, which I don't know who planned that conference, but to be in Scottsdale and at the end of July is not the most entertaining time to be in Scottsdale. That's for sure.
Well, that's everything's so much cheaper. That's why they do it at that time.
Well, and it forces everybody to stay inside.
It's like Vegas. Conferences in Vegas. There's so many mortgage conferences in Vegas in July, August.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's like, because it's so much cheaper than, CES, who can afford to be there when they want to, and, all the other stuff. So,
right.
But if you want a cheap conference and you want to do it during when it's hot, where they have to be inside. That's like Cabo. If you're going to do something in Cabo, you want to do it in July and August because it's too damn hot to be out.
Yeah.
All right, back to the thing. So, because I didn't back to the ghost. So, post and ghost. What you mean by that is if you're going to post, you need to and people comment, you need to comment back, and you do. And I don't post and ghost. The reason I do it is time wise. There's 3 of them I can get out with the scheduler, and 1 I have to do personally. And then when I do mine personally, then I go through and make sure people are commenting. All throughout the day, I'll do some type, either like or say something back, depending on what they did.
There's a guy local, Ryan Stewman, aka his original Instagram name was like Hardcore Closer. He got it a long time ago, thinking it'd be cool. And he's like, damn it, I wish I would have done something else. But he talks about going in and warming it up. So before he does posts, he'll go on to LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and he'll comment on other people's stuff first, and then he posts his. And so that's one of his theories is he calls it build the machine. And that's what he's talking about. Building a machine is you have to go in and let the platforms all know you're there. He doesn't like to copy and paste. And if he does, he'll still like play on the keyboard and move things around. So they know it's not just, okay, I'm in, I'm pasting, I'm posting, I'm ghosting.
Right. I understand.
Yeah.
So then there's a couple more things I want to talk about.
Yeah,
so they're talking about comment on other users' posts are shown to the commenter's entire audience.
Yeah.
Partially true. I feel like this is like true, false, whatever. Yeah.
Right.
So what it's saying is
could be. Yeah.
The posts appear in your connection feeds with a blurb that says your name commented on this. They say what you commented on.
Right.
But it's a slight exaggeration to your entire audience. Your entire audience will not see it. But
see what it says. It will show it to many of your first degree connections.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying but it's not your entire audience. It's just it's you want to engage. The more you engage on any of your posts or anything then that's going to help you. Period.
Gotcha.
The more especially in the first so many hours. I was watching a regular post of mine the other day and watching what it did in the first so many hours versus some of the other ones, and it is a difference.
Yeah,
just how just in general, if people are commenting, you're commenting back. If you don't do certain things, so you read the thing. So this
I'm reading it right now.
Yeah, so I mean, it's the deep research at chat works.
Yeah. Well, they say what is it? Version 5 comes out, it's gonna be even more.
Yeah, well, how about every time it comes out, it's going to be even more?
Yeah, because it's on. Well, it's weird because this is what throws people off, right? You had ChatGPT version 4, and then they went to 03, and now they're coming out with 5. It's like, well,
they're all different versions. If you go
right.
in there, they all do different things differently. So each one is a different version. There's
right.
ones for mobile and mini and other stuff.
But people don't know that. People are used to, oh, release 1, release 2, release 3, release 4, thinking it's everything building on each other instead of being completely separate items. Golden hour.
What I like, so about one where it talks about posts are initially shown to only 10% of a user's audience, which is true. But what it does is it tests the posts on a small sample of your network, around 10% of the followers' connections. If that initial group engages quickly, then LinkedIn will send it to second and third tier after that.
In the video I was watching that I was giving you those quotes from, what they did is they had 10 people comment on someone's post. And they said, watch, this one will go out. They go, what's your average post? And they showed her screen. She got like 120, 110, 97. And they said, we're going to have 10 people post on your comment. And now you'll get to 1,500 people. And in that 45-minute webinar, by the time she left, she was up to like 893 people. Yeah, so it's interesting because it is like Instagram to a degree, but it's not, it's weighing commenting more than anything else.
Well, there used to be groups who used to comment on each other's posts so that their posts would be viral. I wonder if that still works.
Yeah, I forget what they were calling it. It was a pod. It was a something pod. It was a very similar name. So here's what they said the conversational scoring is like. And it's like what we've talked about with Instagram. They said a like gets you 1 point, a repost gets you 10 points, a comment gets you 15 points. And then dwell time is how long they stay on your page, gets you like 5 more points. So if they commented and then they stick around and read other people's comments, you get additional 5 points on there. But yeah, that was kind of his quick one there.
But back to the LinkedIn only promotes 1 post per day, which is it's going to promote the most recent posts. So if you post more than once a day, you can cannibalize what could have happened with your first one with the second post.
Right. But well, let's go through the list like the way we said them.
Huh?
So let's give them to them in the order that's in your GPT, right? So we talked about 10% of users, but then it was interesting where it said partially true that you get 25 to 35% fewer impressions if you include an external link. So basically LinkedIn's saying you need to stay on LinkedIn. Yeah.
If you put something on there. So it is on average 25 to 35 fewer impressions. So it's not 50. They were like, no, it's partially true because it's not 50. It's 25 to 35. It's close enough.
It's just basically saying it's a third of your audience. You can say whatever you want, but yeah, it was interesting. And then next one, LinkedIn only promotes 1 post per day. Additional posts are not posts. Okay. But it does say posting more than once a day can cannibalize your reach.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So it is interesting because I'd never heard that before.
Well, it's going to only focus on the last post you post,
which is opposite of other platforms. Other platforms are you need to be posting 3 to 5 times a day to stay relevant because you're fighting the scroll. It's interesting that LinkedIn goes the opposite of that.
Well, here's the thing. What are you posting for and why? That's how you do it. And I heard it the other day, like we've been saying, post to that one person that you're talking to. I think it was Alex Hermosi said it the other day. I was listening to, I think on his new thing about what we've been saying. Only when you're posting your stuff, talk to that one person, that customer you're talking to, that one person you're talking to. Only post to that person. And that's what you want, period. Don't try to go viral. Don't try to go all this other stuff because that's not your ultimate goal, is it? Is it to get so many users so you can be an influencer, or is it to make money?
No, it's to make money and that's the biggest difference with LinkedIn is it's the connections, right? Like instead of saying, oh, I hope everybody follows me, LinkedIn is more of who do I need to follow to get more business?
Yeah. It's also, if you read this whole thing, it's talking about how LinkedIn has been cracking down on low quality tactics, the clickbait stuff. So they don't,
they need to. God, some of it was bad for a while.
Was it?
Yeah.
I still get constantly people going, we've been looking at not your post, but your profile, and we think you'd be great for this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, well, if you really read my profile, I don't want a job like that.
Oh, that's one of the guys that reached out to me on LinkedIn. What did he say yesterday? Let me find it. He's like, oh yeah, I can help you and Ed. I'm like, no, that's not what Ed and I are here for. He's like, oh, I watched your last podcast with Ed. It was amazing. I want to understand more about your topic. And I said, that's not, we have a different topic every day. So you could tell.
What topic do you want to know more about?
Yeah. It's like,
you should actually watch it.
Yeah. So it's funny when people do it. I'm looking over my junk file. Let me find it here.
And that's the problem about me posting again is I get so many people reaching out and doing, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not posting to get you to reach out to me to do stuff for me. I just was trying to get commenting out about how you should reach out to people and tell them how important they are to you. Let them know in case something happens, because don't wait until they're gone to tell everybody how important they are.
Well, and it's what we talked about the other day. With it doing it all, pay attention to what you're hitting people up for. I did a post the other day because I'm just so tired of it, but I am so freaking tired of all these people who have 30 posts and 400,000 followers going, I can help you. I'm like, I'm not buying followers. And who's teaching them to take pictures of themselves leaning against cars or yachts or whatever?
Oh, you getting something like that?
Oh God, I get those nonstop. And I'm like, okay, we all know you bought your followers. And if you're only taking pictures of yourself, how do you can tell me you can promote somebody else's content? But I get hit up with them every day, every single freaking day.
Yeah. Well, it's easier if you piss somebody off to go viral,
Yeah.
We found that out. Or if you do something good, people will, follow you more. Right. People won't follow me because I was talking so much about mortgages and reverse mortgages and this and that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm about communication. So I'm just going to start doing stuff about communicating. And one of the things I'm going to get behind, and this is funny because you read the book of Steve's again after what happened, and you're like, this one chapter. Well, I remember he said, I think it was Mohawk Matt and I, or somebody, he's like, you guys need to have a month. Why do you guys only have a day? And come to find out, there was a proclamation put in 2019 that's Veterans and Military Families Month is November, but each year the president has to sign a proclamation to make it happen.
Oh, interesting.
It's not. So I'm going to start putting a petition together and everything. I already have it worked up. Of course, I use my stuff and I'll have my pod finish it up for me. But I want to get it out there in social media. That's my next thing starting August 1st is to get that information out there so that they do a bill to make it permanent that it's Veterans and Military Families Month.
Sure. Makes sense.
It does, but why hasn't somebody done it?
Well, you just think there's so many different things we celebrate their entire months. Why does that one take a proclamation every month or every year?
Because 2019 is when President Obama did it for the first time. What somebody came up with and got him to do a proclamation. Then each year the presidents do a proclamation for it.
Right. I guess I'm just looking at like last month was Men's Mental Health Month, and then it was Pride Month and all that. No, I don't know that those have to be approved every year. That's why I'm curious to understand.
Those are different. Those are something totally different. I think the only one is Pride. Was somebody put that in the law that's Pride Month or whatever it was. Gotcha. Whatever the things are, I don't know. Some of these other things are just. It's not a proclamation. It's there's certain months that we have that for certain things, and somebody put that into law. That's what happens those months. Some of these other ones are just made up marketing ones. Like I'm sure Men's Health one isn't an actual month. It's just somebody, hey, it's June, it's Men's Month or whatever.
Right. I'm just reading through the comments real fast. Art of listening. Sorry, I'm just making sure the comments. I forgot to keep an eye on the Instagram page.
Yeah, I'm not connected to mine for some reason.
You're emotionally disconnected. We know.
It's my PTSD. Please.
That's right. All right.
All right, what else you got?
No, is that you want to finish going through the list?
I mean, there was only 5 of them.
Right, but then they gave other best practices.
Oh, did it?
Right down below. Yeah, so we'll just read through them. So
golden hour.
Yeah, post consistently, but don't overpost. So regular activities rewarded.
Hold on. This is best practices for LinkedIn content and engagement.
Right. So one post per. That's interesting. Aim to post at least once a week. Don't flood the feed. One strong post per day with at least 12 hours in between it.
Well, if you do every 12 hours, that's 2 a day. But anyway.
Right. That's why I thought it was interesting. So I didn't understand that one. Okay. Next one over. Timing and golden hour. Publish when your target audience is most active. First 60 minutes after posting, often called the golden hour, are crucial. Post at times your followers are online. That one, you never know. I always heard Sunday evening is one of the best ones for LinkedIn because everybody hates the idea of going to work on Monday. And that's when they start searching for other jobs. So I heard that was an ideal time for LinkedIn, but I sent you that lady who says she's a millionaire off Instagram. And what did she say to do at 7 a.m. Pacific?
Yeah. You're talking about the lady who does the reels.
Yeah.
How she makes $1 million every 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You want to read the next one? Or you want me to just keep
going?
Go
ahead. You read so much better.
All right. Focus on meaningful engagement. LinkedIn explicitly prioritizes quality interactions over vanity metrics. So what are vanity metrics? Like me on Instagram, I have 200,000 followers, but not, less than 1% are active users. So it's a vanity metric. Are they customers or are they just followers? It says a thoughtful comment or a conversation in the comments beats a simple like in terms of algorithm impact. So it's encouraging you to go and comment on other people's posts. Don't just like them.
Right. Or if they comment on your stuff, they want you to re-comment back on them.
Yes.
Saying, thank you for whatever. Thank you for the whatever. It's easy to do.
Yeah. And then they put in bold letters, comments are king on LinkedIn. Aim to earn them and cultivate them as well.
Yeah.
Next one, use engaging native content formats. Diversify your post formats will increase dwell time and interaction. For example, including a visual boost performance up to 2x the times more comments than text-only posts. So basically add in documents, PDF, carousels. What's interesting is
keep them on there. Which one are you
at? Use engaging native content, the fourth one.
There it is. I got it. It's how you're
yeah. Then it says short native videos can also perform well. Now that's interesting because I've been trying videos and they don't land nearly as many people as a single photo does. So I'm actually going to repost today what I posted yesterday, but put a video and see if I get more interaction or not.
Okay.
Just kind of play around with it. I'll let you know how that works.
Yeah, but it also says, so if you have a video article to share, consider uploading and summarizing it on LinkedIn directly rather than just linking it out.
Right.
It doesn't want you to link anything out.
Right. And that leads us into the next one. Be cautious with external links. As noted, posts whose main content is an external link, so taking you to your web page, to YouTube, anything like that. It says, if you want to share a link without sacrificing your reach, creators put the URL in the comments and not in the post. And that's one of the things that the guy talked about is you can still lead people away, but LinkedIn won't know that you're doing it like it is in your main post.
So you got to put it in the comments?
In the comments, make it one of your first comments. So if you look even on Facebook now, that's where a lot of things are like, hey, if you want to read this article about blah, 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 read the first comment. And that's where they link out. So they're not being punished for it. So it says, if you must link out, make sure the post delivers value first so that it can still earn engagement. Think twice about external links. Over relying on them will stunt your reach. So it does say putting those in is correct. So that guy was right on that one. This one makes me laugh. Avoid spammy behavior. Quality over clickbait. In 2025, LinkedIn has cracked down on low quality tactics. Avoid practices like tagging dozens of people who aren't genuinely involved and using engagement bait phrases like comment yes if you agree or stuffing 10 plus irrelevant hashtags. Now they're talking about, and it also says hashtags.
What if they're relevant hashtags?
Well, it says they're there, but it says that now hashtags have minimal impact on reach.
Well, I think we used to use them when you can go to it and see all the people who posted into that hashtag, and I don't really think it matters anymore.
Yeah, well, it used to be because you could search for that hashtag also. Right. Yeah,
how many people were like connecting them, in our group?
Well, I noticed on mine when I put hashtag body language, I would get more reach than if I just did faces because people are familiar with it.
Right. Plus, they like bodies more than faces.
Yes. All right. Emphasize storytelling, insights, and helpful information over clickbait. We talked about that one. Leverage comments and networking. Remember that you're on LinkedIn. Your activity on others people's content boosts your visibility. When you leave a thoughtful comment on someone else's post, it can appear in your connections feed, spreading the content and putting your name in front of your network, which that's what we talked about before.
Right.
So commenting is a powerful growth tactic. It's like creating micro content, engaging with posts in your niche or industry, ask the right insights or questions.
I interviewed a guy who has VAs who do this for you.
Yeah.
And, you pay so much per month and they'll go through and comment and do all this stuff and increase your engagement on LinkedIn.
Gotcha. Encourage engagement, be authentic, invite your audience to interact. For example, end your post with a genuine question or call for opinions. what do you think about blah, blah, blah? So a call to action, basically. In that one, make sure the call to action is natural and tied to the content, not just promoting yourself. And then it says, if appropriate, tag relevant people or companies when you're engaging. Next time is optimize readability and dwell time. So make your posts easy to read and encourage people to pause on your content. So use short paragraphs or line breaks. Start off with a strong hook, and then basically encourage them to stay on. So they're saying add in slide decks. So you have multiple pictures, posts, images, so that people will go through those. So basically they're saying the longer somebody stays on, the more points you get. And that's kind of what the other person said. Dwell time is you get like 5 points for how long they stay on.
Right. And because that longer versus did they watch the whole video?
Right.
It's just how long did they stay on there? So what they're saying, use slide decks or PDF carousels or multi-image posts so that they go through them. We'll keep them on there. So there you go. No more videos.
And then build real community. Lastly, LinkedIn is a networking platform rather than a one-way pushing medium. The algorithm favors reciprocity and community interactions. Creators who actively comment on other people's posts, respond to comments, and participate in group discussions tend to see a boost in their own content reach. So that's kind of what Ryan Stewman was saying with the build your machine.
Yeah. Well, and now at the bottom of this, it actually has all the different citations and links and everywhere it got everything from.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, so I tell you, deep research is amazing.
That's the 03 GPT, right?
I don't know. I just whatever the most recent one is. I just went to the bottom 03. And said, I took your thing, dropped it in there, and I said, can you research this? What do you want? Blah 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 blah. Yes.
Do it all. Do it all. I say.
Yeah, because I mean, what happened is we had some people complaining about Newsom here about all the money that was lost in the homeless and this and high speed rail and all these different things. So I grabbed that and had a deep research each one of those, because there was the fire in LA. There was a concert called Fire Aid, and they raised a lot of money, almost 100 million. It was a lot. And they originally said all the money was going to go to the fire victims.
Right.
Not a dime went to the fire victims. 75 million of it went to nonprofits, and 25 million is still there, but none of it went to the people who had the fire issue. And everybody's blaming Newsom, but I don't like him. It wasn't his fault. It's whoever put on the concert didn't state properly what it was going to, and they assumed, and so they didn't do it right. And so some of the nonprofits have given the money back because they didn't realize, it went to, animal shelters. It went to, food banks and other stuff. I get all that, but that's not what the concert was for.
Right. And you run across.
And what I'm getting at is that deep researched it and got me all that information, which would have taken me hours and hours to do.
I was having a conversation yesterday with a friend of mine's wife is getting into AI, and we're talking about the uses and misuses and everything of it. And it's still amazing that most people treat it like a Google search. Where can I find this? And don't realize that you can ask such in-depth questions to get the deeper answers. So it's like anything else. The better the questions you ask, the more information you get back. And just the fact, like you said, if you go to Google, now they're adding in Gemini. And so they're trying to retake back some of that. But so many people have adjusted now to ChatGPT that most times when I open, I don't think to go to Google anymore. I go to ChatGPT to ask a question because I get the data and links there. I don't have to go website by website. Now, when I used to go in now and do it, Google will first answer with Gemini to try and recapture some of that traction.
Right.
But it's still not as good. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't even use Google anymore.
I still do every once in a while.
Except for email.
Yeah.
And I only use Google Docs because I have to upload a student document for this one thing weekly, and that's about it. So
I was trying to look. Somebody's asking a question in the chat, but I lost their name. KB Industry. What's your question? Sorry. Got distracted by that. Well, the other one, somebody was
didn't ask a question, or they said, "Can I ask a question?"
They asked if they can ask a question.
Don't ever ask if you can ask a question. Just ask a question.
Agreed. Grok is the other one that's growing super fast because why is it's getting all the data out of X right away, but then you have to question the validity of the data. So it's good for what's current sentiment on things, but most of that's people's opinion versus facts. So that'll be interesting to see how Grok wins out overall.
Well, I just think, does it go outside of X?
I think it does, but it goes there first.
Oh, yeah.
For obvious
again,
reasons.
That's all opinion-based stuff there. No answer, no question yet?
Nope, not yet.
Sorry, the 4 o'clock.
Sounds like you need more coffee.
No, I can't have another one. It's 3 already today.
Oh, it's up. Amateur. Those are amateur numbers.
I had 4 yesterday.
I have it's 3-shot espresso or 3-shot Americano usually at first thing in the morning. Then I just did a double shot one here, and then I'll do 2 more later today. I made the mistake yesterday of I did 2 workout classes back to back. I did a boxing, then a HIIT class. I was wiped, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna do an energy drink today because I was still outside and it was hot. And then I don't feel like I slept that well last night. And I already know you're gonna say, it's bad for your heart and all that kind of stuff. So
energy drinks are bad for your heart, but working out isn't if you missed exercise. As long as if you didn't sleep well, there was a Huberman put this about how him and another doctor was talking about it, that you can go ahead and still exercise 1 or 2 days a week if you didn't sleep well the night before, 1 or 2 days, but you don't want to do it more than that because then you got other issues.
Well, that's where we were talking when we first got started. I'm trying to use the Whoop to figure out, am I overtraining?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So that's what I'm watching for. Cause I do right now. I'm doing different workouts.
But have you talked to have you talked to your buddy and ask it to help you with your workouts and what you need to make sure you're getting calorie intake? I have it. So I had it help me design my workout with the 3 different lifters I like and the routines they have. And then I said, I want to add, I was biking. I was going to add biking. So I had a whole workout with added bike into everything I did.
Right.
Then I said, okay, I want to swap out biking for swimming. And then it was like, okay, you can only swim on this days because you're doing this the day next. And you can only do this many meters from 500 to 800 and then you 1500 to 2000, these other, it broke it all down so that you wouldn't overwork yourself.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, this is what does my calorie needs to be? What is my, all that stuff. And then I had it research the different calorie, not counters, but things that you can put in. And it broke all
macros, micros, all that.
Well, just the different soft apps to keep track of it. And it took me back to the original one I've been using for years. So
there was one I had for a while, like MyFitnessPal or whatever.
Yeah, that one. That one tells you to go back. That's the one it recommended still.
That's one I recommended.
There's some AI out there that supposedly just takes a picture of the food. My wife's like, that stuff's off by the numbers. It's not going to be right. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Everything else has been perfect. But I'm just saying there's so many ways to use this so that you don't, fitness guys are like, oh my God. But no, it actually helps them. They can be there as the coach and not, here's your workout. They can verify stuff.
Oh, that's what. So when we were talking before about Adam Lyons, I went to his event about 3 weeks to a month ago. And that's what he was saying is like, if people don't have a chat in a GPT that they can incorporate into their business for their clients, they're going to lose out because people are dropping therapists, people are dropping coaches, people are dropping things. So if you're smart, you give them, and I see several different people do this that are in the speaking industry, is they talk about AI will help you get this. And that way you're using their AI and you see them as the expert. And, but that's what coaches are going to have to do because people don't want to wait till their weekly call to ask questions. And that's why if you build a replication of yourself in a GPT, people can ask you questions and then they're still keeping you as a coach for clarification later. But I can see physical therapists are going to lose out because people don't want to wait an entire week before they talk to their therapist again. They've got shit going on in real life in real time. What's that?
Psychologist.
Yes.
It's a physical therapist.
Oh, did I say physical therapy? No, I'm saying they don't want to physically wait the 1 week.
I understand. Talk to the therapist.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I talked to a guy and he's like, I've been using it to help me, feel better. And I tell it how I'm feeling. I talk to it like it's a person and it tells me certain things back. I'm thinking, okay.
I saw the dumbest article the other day. It said, using Chat GPT is making people dumber.
I can see that.
I can, but I don't, because that's like saying the calculator made us dumber too, because you don't do math the same. You just go on the calculator, so do they make
Kids
us
learn
dumber?
how to do multiplication first before they get a calculator.
Right. So and it's the same thing with ChatGPT.
But the kids aren't. They're jumping to ChatGPT now instead of doing. That's what they're worried about. They're going to use AI to do all their stuff instead of them thinking how to do it and figuring it out first. And I told somebody else, it's the same thing as working for years. I worked at a company.
Yeah.
That interactions with people is what I needed at that time.
Right.
I can work from home now, no problem, and not talk to anybody and get my work done. And I still have to talk to people because it's part of my job. But you understand what I'm talking about. I don't need the extra. I don't want to be distracted. I don't want someone knocking on my door going, "Hey, boss, can I do this?"
Right. No. But I also don't. The isolation's what's also driving people apart.
You didn't let me finish my statement.
You're like Steve with your dogs and your wife. You're good, but not everybody's that way.
That's what I'm saying. The same thing with ChatGPT. What I'm getting at is, I'm good with not being there. But when you're younger, you have to go to work, and you have to be interaction with people so that you know how to interact. So later in life, I think it's the opposite. It's the remote work is going to kill the communication for people and certain things. Just like ChatGPT will make people dumber because they don't understand how to do things.
Well, the other clickbait one I saw is it's affecting people's mental health because somebody Googled, there I go, I caught myself. They went to ChatGPT and asked, what's the tallest bridge I can jump off of? And it told them, it's like, see, it's responsible for him doing it. He asked the question.
Yeah, Google will give you the same thing.
I know.
What's the tallest bridge in my area?
But it's like the news. Everything is horrible. Look what it's doing. It compromises mental health. No, the dude was already going to jump off something. He just was looking for a clarification of where.
He didn't want to have to do it twice.
Yeah. Well, that's. I think I told this story a long time ago. When I used to sell technology jails and prisons, we used to have the state of Colorado as a client. And if you've ever been to Colorado Springs, there's a small town called Canyon City, and some of our clients were out there. Well, out there is the Royal Gorge as well, which is this huge suspension bridge. It's awesome if you're ever out there to go across it. But I showed up, I got done with the meeting, and it was still daylight out. I'm like, well, I'm going to just go check out the bridge. I haven't done it in a few years. But I showed up in work clothes because I'd come from a meeting. So I had on dress shirt, slacks, all that. And the guy gave me a mental health kind of check before he'd let me in. He's like, so what brings you out here? I said, I'm here from Dallas. I haven't been here in a while. He's like, so how are you feeling today? I'm like, oh, I'm good. Had a good meeting. A little while later, I just thought I'd kill time before I drive back to the Springs.
Kill?
Yeah. So he asked a few more questions because they have so many people that try and jump off the bridge there.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So it's San Francisco, the Royal Gorge, Empire State Building is another one that people try and go to because they want to go off a big building. There's some scary things about where people go.
All right. Well, we're getting off a subject.
Yes. Into the weeds.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up.
All right. Wrap it up for me, will you?
All right.
Since I had you do everything else, I open, you close.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thank you once again for joining Ed Parcaut and myself here on ACES53. And today's like Tuesday, just Ed and I talking about topics. Then on Thursdays, we try and bring in a guest that we call a joker. That's someone with special skill or talent that they're going to teach to all of us that we all can learn from. So if you know someone or recommend someone, please reach out to us, let us know. Or if you are one, reach out as well. But we're here at 10 a.m. Pacific, noon Central on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And thank you for being here. Thank you, Ed, for joining us today. And we'll see y'all on Thursday.
All right. Have a good one. Thanks for being here, Brian. Appreciate you.
Thanks.